and perhaps only time we'll see Donald Trump and Kamala Harris on a debate stage during this election.
And for a preview of tonight's face-off in Philadelphia, we are joined by Stephen Maynard Caliendo, political science professor at North Central College. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
It's great to see you both. Thank you so much.
So we want to get right to it. Who has more to lose or even gain tonight? What are your thoughts?
I think Kamala Harris has all the pressure tonight, and that's not that may not be fair, but that's sort of where we are. A lot of folks don't know her as well yet. Donald Trump is a known entity. He's going to do what he's going to do. I'm sure that he's gotten direction about how he should behave, but I don't know that even if he doesn't behave that way, that is, even if he sort of goes off script as he is wont to do, it doesn't seem to hurt him with the core group of people who are supporting him.
Okay, so polls have shown that voters still want to know more about Vice President Kamala Harris and her policies, what she stands for. So what does she specifically need to do tonight in that regard?
Man, this is tough, Dana. Look, it's not a debate. We call them debates, but they're not really debates. I mean, there's no way to bring evidence. There's no way to, I mean, these are like little sound bites. And so she has to do the best as she can to introduce herself, to say what she stands for, to say what she values, and then try to give some policy specifics. But really, the nerds like us care about the policy specifics. I don't know how many ordinary Americans care that much about them. They want to know what she's going to do, how she's going to get there. It's almost impossible to be able to explain that in the kind of format that they have for these debates.
So we know both campaigns have disagreed about the rules for tonight's debate. You think about Kamala Harris's campaign. They've said that they did not want the mics muted,
right.
But obviously they lost out on that
That's
one.
right.
And then her campaign is saying that the rules for this is basically a disadvantage for her. What do you think?
This is all, look, this is all expectation setting. This is all trying to lower expectations for one's own candidate so that it's easier to exceed those expectations. The Trump campaign's doing it too. We're hearing more from them about how, you know, she's a really good debater. She handles herself well. She's good under these circumstances. This is all about expectation setting. The truth of the matter is this debate format really helps the former president. Not having an audience means that he'll stay on script. He'll stay disciplined as he did in the first debate. You know, his first debate performance wasn't fantastic, but it was so far overshadowed by the very poor performance by President Biden that we didn't talk about it very much.
Okay, a follow-up to that, though. In recent weeks, there have been so many instances where the former president is asked a question in a press, in a press gathering, and he seems to ramble. He seems to ramble, and he doesn't answer the question, which is always an issue in debates anyway. Right. But do you feel that it'll be extra important tonight for moderators to really push for these candidates to stay on track if they, as inevitably they do, they go off on a tangent?
I mean, I would love to see that, but my assumption is going to be that these ABC moderators will take the very similar approach to what Dana Bash and Jake Tapper took in June, which is to just sort of ask the question and get out of the way. There's so much of a concern about media these days that there's bias, and so they don't want to appear biased if they're pushing back fact-checking in real time, et cetera. So I don't know that there'll be much fact-checking. The timing will matter, though. You can't ramble if you only have 2 minutes to answer a question. So they're not going to, they'll turn off the microphone when it's not his turn to speak anymore. He'll have to stop answering the question. Once again, I think that favors the former president because it reins him in.
It's so frustrating, though, because you say there's bias. Of course there is, and there's distrust of the media, which I believe
not us
is unwarranted
not us.
in many,
right.
if not all cases. But at the same time, so many voters want moderators to push for actual
no question.
answers. Well, we look forward to following up with you tomorrow.
We'll know more tomorrow. Yeah.
That debate
Indeed.
is over.
Indeed.
We really appreciate it. Stephen Maynard Caliendo, thank you so much.
Thanks so much for being here. And tonight's debate is being organized and moderated by ABC News, but you can watch it however you want, including here on CBS News Chicago. You can also stream it live on Paramount Plus and CBS News 24/7. Now, Gil King's got a look at what's coming up at 7.